Missions can finally be completed, and a Scorched Earth Ascension is unofficially being worked on. You're right kids, it's Ragnarok and welcome to your regular ARK community news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. So first things first, patches, you've got some on PC, they dropped last night and they're coming to console at some point, not quite yet, hopefully this weekend, and let's run them down. We've got some exploits being fixed. A bug was fixed whereby you now know where Mutagen is within Rockwell's innards. The buff icon that would appear when you're nearby one will now appear as it should do. A bug where the raft and motorboat would not work properly in some water volume. So I'm hoping the tech trenches is one of them. You couldn't put rafts in that water for some reason. I'm hoping that is one of those issues now resolved. A bug where the tech strider bed would duplicate itself on the respawn UI. I heard a few of you were using that for some cheeky exploits. You can't do that anymore. A bug where charged batteries would not recharge in stasis in tech striders. So that's when you were out of render of a tech strider, whereby it would go into stasis, because that's what a dyno does when you're not visibly seeing the thing. It wouldn't be charging batteries, but now it is. A bug where creatures would spawn above the map on some levels. So hopefully that may be your Void Woodhams and your Astrodelphuses not spawning as they should be. Apparently a lot of people were saying they were going above and out of the void. No, they shouldn't be. You should be able to see them. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, you'll now be able to find these a bit easier. A bug where HLNA teleportation would not work when the game is ran in different languages. No teleporto HLNO is now teleporting as it should be. A bug where certain creature abilities would not work when the game was ran in different languages. Hopefully that's been resolved. I thought we fixed this one last week. Maybe not, but hopefully now. A bug where the loadout mannequin's hotbar would no longer work when using blueprints. So I'm assuming it just wouldn't display those blueprints, but now apparently it does. A bug where mutagen bulbs would fall through the map in certain cases. That's no good. Mutagen bulbs are a nightmare to get as it is. So falling through the map, who wants that? Fix multiple bugs with the Noglin causing problems when timing and possessing. We're still having issues. Oh! Noglin timing is certainly a nightmare to do, and fingers crossed it's working correctly now. A bug where some missions would not start properly or could not be completed. Yes, I heard a lot of you complain about this, that some missions you just couldn't do for some reason. They wouldn't be finished correctly. I've not encountered this myself, or maybe I just haven't done the right mission that wouldn't allow me to complete it, but let's hope that all the missions can now be completed as they should be. A bug where some subtitles were not playing when the game was ran in different languages. And a bug where the Explorer Note VO would constantly repeat if you return to the location. That was happening to me quite often back in the day, a few weeks ago, especially in Rockwell's innards. As much as I like David Tennant's voice, don't need to hear the same thing repeated twice. And finally, tech dedicated storage box now supports its quantity display on various sides of the structure, so you can now see how many numbers of those certain resources you've got in that tech dedicated storage box on either side of the box, and has some QOL features to enable these on multiple boxes easily. I'm going to be looking at this right now and you'll probably see an overlay of what this actually is. I'm hoping it is just copy and place. We'll see. And that's it. That's the end of your patch notes for today. Of course, as I said, they are coming to console at some point. I'm hearing Windows is having a lot of issues with crashing at the moment. Hopefully that's not the case anymore. I know Sed made a thing about they fixed cryos last week. Maybe we'll get some news soon. So Neddy the Noodle, you know him, I know him, we had him on the show a few weeks ago talking about everything Explorer Note based. Very cool guy, and it was a great pleasure to meet with him and go through his reasons for doing what he does and why he does it so well. And if you don't know who he is, please go check him out. He has some fantastically great detailed videos on all of the Explorer Notes throughout ARK, or almost all of them. He's going to be doing even more in the future. Well, a big one that he's doing is Scorched Earth, and with Scorched Earth, of course, as you may know, there is an ascension in the storyline, but there is no ascension in the game. One of the biggest things you players out there want in the game. After so long, we need a Scorched Earth Ascension. Epic ARK, great YouTuber, please go check him out, did a sort of trailer of this to see how it could look, and that's all we've got so far, which is a great cinematic, and please go check that out. I'll leave a link in the description. But if you watched my interview with Neddy, we went into detail about his project on creating an actual Scorched Earth Ascension cave. Yes, that's right, it's actually happening, it's being worked on, but perhaps not exactly as you might think. Neddy recently put out a tweet, "I'm really excited for this to be finished. Scorched Earth deserves some form of ascension, even if it's just for the lore. There is more to come." And here's the pick in all its glory, an actual ascension terminal on Scorched Earth. Oh yes, it's going off. But as I said, it's not exactly how you might think. Whilst yes, an ascension cave of sorts is being created, it's not going to be a fully playable gameplay tech cave. As Ned said, this is purposely being made just for his story, for the Explorer Note videos, to unveil some form of ascension cave to formulate the storyline. But that means the modder that is working on this is going to create it to some extent, which means it's highly possible that that could be grabbed, adapted and improved to make an actual full-blown Scorched Earth Ascension mod. Sadly, yes, it's never going to be official. I very highly doubt that Wildcard will invest the resources, time and money to create an official one for us. It's just not going to happen now. Scorched Earth was made at a time when it wasn't really a thing. It hadn't come to fruition just yet. And obviously since the Island Tech Cave came into play, then a storyline unveiled itself. But the devs never went back to Scorched Earth to give us that ascension. And it is one of the most requested features out there. But Neddy, the Noodle, the storyline lore lord, is going to give us a glimpse at what that Scorched Earth Ascension could look like. So all you need to do is show your support to Neddy when that video gets released. Hype that video so much that the modder who is working on that has no choice but to make a fully fledged version of the Scorched Earth Ascension cave. And hopefully, if the mod is polished enough, the devs might bring this in. It's certainly highly possible. If there's a mod that's easily adaptable to the main game, there's a possible chance, but it's very doubtful, let me put it out there. All we've ever seen in mod form to the official game is just mod maps, and you could argue that this is a mod part of a map. I don't know, let's see, but all we can do is support Neddy and his modder who's working on this tech cave and highlight it as a thing we all want and deserve. So last but not least, a shout out to NerdOut. You know them, everybody knows them. I've talked about them before. They do the ARK Survival Evolved songs. They've done songs on almost all of the maps and they are truly wonderfully composed. If you've not seen them, please go check them out. There's a link to a video that's got all of the ones they've done so far in the description. And they've done almost all of the maps, as I said, Island, Scorched Earth, Aberration, Extinction, Genesis and Genesis Part 2 and Valguero. Only one of the 4 mod maps, but it appears they are going to do another mod map as requested by you, being your favourite map of all time by my community voted top 10 ranked videos. NerdOut put out a tweet last week. You've asked for it for years. At 25,000 likes on this post, we will finally make a song for ARK Ragnarok. It's currently on 8.7k likes, around a third of the way there to make them make a Ragnarok song. So get on it. I'll leave a link in the description. Get liking that post. Get them to make a cover on your favourite map, Ragnarok. If you argue it's not your favourite map, and I completely agree, it certainly is, as per the community votes that I did for the ranked mapped video we did like 2 months ago or so. And that's it. That's your lot today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, comment below, let me know. Do you want to see this Scorched Earth Ascension? I know you do. I want to. And if we even just get a glimmer of it in cinematic form, will be awesome. But if there's a mod that exists and there's going to be a version of it, a playable version to some extent, come on, make it happen. Full-blown Scorched Earth Ascension. We all want to see it. Thanks all for tuning in. My name's Rasklark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And as always, peace out.